Rory, it's only right you give them objective listens to their artwork. So I'm only about 30% of the way through. I'm sorry. We did promise last week that it will be premiering here and we would have the full review. Lauren did listen to the whole thing, so you'll hear more from him on this. But now, based off what I heard, there's a couple things that I'm still confused about. And mind you, I'm only judging 30% of the project, maybe the first 5 or 6 songs. But I only got like 1, maybe 2 that I like out of those first 5 or 6 that are like okay. I don't know how much replay value they have just yet, but I still can't tell if he's on any of these songs, and that kind of irritates me.
I don't believe so. And when your album, the whole rollout, it's just him. It's not like he's up there with his other artists and like, yo, I got her on the joint. This nigga came through and did some production for this track. It's just him. The whole...
Yeah, he's not even saying things like that. Like, he's mentioning, like, he's got a Fonte verse on there, shout out North Carolina, and J Electronica. You know, he's mentioning that, but it's just, I don't know. Even when he speaks about the album and this rollout, I was having a hard time even clicking into Rory's dropping an album mode because he didn't sound like somebody who had spent 3 years building an album just verbally talking. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've taken a year to write a song, one song, and I can tell you every detail of how that song got to how it was. You know what I mean? And it was like, all I got was that this album got pushed back due to COVID. That's the most I got emotion out of it. You know what I mean? So it was kind of, and then to hear is R&B, soul. I'm like, this is like my favorite genre, or neo soul is more my thing, but or soul, neo soul, but or trap soul. But so I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm even more of a fan. Like, let me listen to it. It was just okay. It sounded like he was on the intro record. It sounded like he was on the intro record, but it was kind of hard to tell. I don't know, but I mean, I'm at like 1.5 out of 6 right now, and I'm not done the whole thing.
I'm just a little confused because the whole rollout was about him. Like, isn't it called "I Thought I'd Be Different"?
Right, and that's why.
I'm listening.
I thought it'd be different.
It'd be different.
I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, what does this have to do with him being molested?
You thought it would be different, though. He got you.
Literally.
He got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might have been play.
Rory is somewhere right now saying,
like, even,
it's a joke.
Bro, even his, like, that might be the neat, like, what he was trying to do. Like, his rollout was kind of confusing. You thought it would be different.
True.
You listened to the music.
They said, you thought I was going to be rapping.
But
it's
the tracks I've heard, like when we was just talking and it was playing, it sounded cool. Which that passes the first test. Like, can it just play in the background?
True.
And then, you know, the Ari Lennox song, that was pretty cool. It's a decent...
It started off, the Ari Lennox one kind of lost me. I love how it started, but I didn't like how it progressed.
Yeah.
It didn't hold me the same. The way that the song brought me in, I like Ari. Yeah, there was the build-up was flat to me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I thought an Ari Lennox should do.
Yeah, they came through swinging and got tired in the second round.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and the album started off slow. I feel like it didn't pick up till track 3. That's the one that got Conway on it. But I can't speak for anything after that, so you can.
I was gonna say, I think the best way to enjoy this album is if you hadn't listened to any of the records before, because
I hadn't.
I hadn't either, because he had a couple of them that were already out apparently.
And I missed all those.
And some of the ones that were out were the ones I liked. You know what I'm saying? So because I didn't hear it before, it was like rolled into all of an album, and I was like, all right, those are straight.
I was about to say, like, if you think if Rory wasn't Rory and somebody just dropped this album, like,
would it be received more? Or
would
better?
it be received
honestly,
in a different light?
I was pretty objective about it altogether, because the reason why I don't think it's a crazy phenomenal album, because I was listening to it while I'm doing shit at the crib. Nothing that came on, only like maybe 1 or 2 tracks that came on made me stop, like, yo, what's this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The others sounded good.
They just played, though.
But they just played. And sometimes I'd hear a bar like, oh, that's fly. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But it wasn't anything that... There's some albums that, like, it don't matter what I'm doing. I stop in the middle of that shit like, yo, what's this? Let me run it back.
Shout Stove Jesus.
Yeah, facts. And to be fair, when I first... The reason I didn't listen to more of it is because I started listening to it, and then... The first 2 songs, I had to start over. Long story short is what I'm pretty much trying to say, because I realized I was hating crazy the first two tracks. Couldn't even get out of hater brain to listen to.
Hating.
I was going crazy. Like,
but from what angle though? Like,
from what angle of just? I was going from the angle of, well,
like, nigga, you got all this money, all these.
It wasn't that. The first thing that was fucking up my listening experiences, and I was listening for his voice, because I still don't know exactly he's involved in.
That's probably the most important part, which we didn't touch on yet.
Yeah,
it was that I didn't hear him.
Exactly. So because I'm still confused on, did you just do the DJ Khaled approach and just invite people together that you think will make a good song? But then at the same time, this is your album, and I thought it'd be better. So if that was me, I'm thinking maybe he went to two of the artists that he thought would work good and be like, I want a song that is about this thing that happened in my life. You know what I'm saying?
This is a soundtrack to a moment in time that he put together with other artists.
And I want y'all to come together as I describe this emotion or feeling, y'all make a song about it. Or, I don't know, did he come to them and be like, this is the emotion or feeling, I wrote 4 bars, can you incorporate? I don't know what he had involvement-wise.
I think he does more of that, and I don't know, I'm really just kind of off the cuff, but
I don't
overhearing him talk before in the past a little bit, I think he does more of the Diddy approach, where he's
Rick
also...
Rubin?
Not like the Diddy approach.
Oh.
Where he's also there like, all right, let's put this section of the song here, and let's do this. And he's like arranging, he's producing the whole thing.
Something tells me he knows what to do behind the engineering board.
Yeah. So he's doing that. I think it's that coupled with like just saying this works, this doesn't, and let's put these people together and let's like, so he's like orchestrating, he's like doing the orchestra piece.
Composer.
He's the composer.
Yeah,
because he's composing it.
Yeah, because it's like, is he doing studio sessions where like y'all writing and then as they're laying it down, I'm like, no, but I need to feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like you're helping me write. Are you co-write? That's one thing I didn't look at. The bottom, at the bottom of
And
I don't like how vague he's being about it. I don't like how he's saying, like, yeah, it's your album, Rory, but
what does that
where
mean?
are you at?
Yeah,
like,
what
just
does
because,
that mean?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So I mean, like written by. So the written by, I have a feeling his name is on here. At least on this one that I'm looking at. But I'm wondering if written by, because a lot of people didn't realize until Kanye talked about it. Written by can mean anything.
Yeah, they have one line on that bitch.
It can be somebody who literally like put a pen to paper and help you structure something, or it can be somebody that just
gave
you a Jolly Rancher.
Exactly.
And if he's nice enough, it's like, yeah, you wrote it for me.
Exactly. Give him some writing credit. Yeah. So we don't even know. I don't even understand that.
It's like executive producer.
Yeah, and it's like one thing I will say is that like on his album run, I wish, even if you do go in on Joe Budden shit, which I think you 100% should. So like if you're on an album rollout, let me just throw this out there. Yeah. Let's talk about Joe Budden in every interview. But like you have to describe your involvement in the music more because, or at least force them to take you down that path question-wise, because I watched this and I watched clips of Bootleg Kevin. I just I didn't understand it.
And for a person who talks, and because it's just talking, it's so easy, you would think he would know how to like, yeah, Joe's cool, but we made some music together. Speaking of music, I got a new tape.
Right.
You think you'll know how to like fish through it. And
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, since the ceiling of being of just talking is so low.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I ain't like that shit. We should put that in the but I did not like that shit. Like, you taking a shot just because we're talking. Yeah, nigga, they're skilled at just talking.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody's skills varies and yours ain't up there like that much because you're too emotional. You know what I'm saying?
It's happened to all of us. I've hooped with this nigga in the past, and it's like, nigga, it's just basketball. Like, nigga.
Yeah.
But he won.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course I'm saying that. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just like, I wish we understood more what your involvement was on the album, but outside of my first 6, what about the rest of it? You kind of gave us an synopsis.
Yeah, it was a cool album. I would listen to it again though.
Yeah.
What I would say from my whole listen, what I did hear that was good. He knows how to construct an album to where it's not just.
I saw there was 2 skits which mean everything to me already. So
so where it's not just one style the whole way through.
Yeah.
It can carry you the whole way, and you have a different vibe where most people will like it. Yeah, most people will like it, and there's like still cohesiveness to it, to where it's not it's not a whole bunch of random records.
Okay.
It's good background. You can just play it from the first track
all the way through.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
He knows how to put a good album.
He actually knows how to put an album together, which is important because a lot of niggas don't.
And that's a skill in itself. That's hard. That's hard.
Sure.
That's hard.
Sure.
And
I said that like a West Coast nigga. That's hard.
Yeah, right.
And I wish he would articulate himself more about like the process and what his goal was with it, because he might have intended for this just to be some you at the cookout or you just chilling smoke with the homies, got it in the background. It's not necessarily for your AirPods to you on the train just riding to it.
And
it might be social music.
And like the vibe of this album, it should be like in a commercial or something. I'm surprised, you know.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. I didn't get too much soul out of it so far. Like R&B, yeah, but like
a little more neo.
Soul is it's a big label. I feel like it had. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm glad you said that though, because I do hear this album in all sorts of commercials and movies. Like I hear that.
You can hear it like
I hear
anywhere.
that,
It's
for
the
sure.
perfect marketing.
For sure.
Like
marketing music.
Rory is smart.
Yeah.
Like Rory isn't stupid.
I think he worked in marketing at Atlantic though.
It's good transition.
I did learn that about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good transition music.
I learned a lot more
Yeah.
about his career in music and respect to his career in music and record labels and stuff like that too. But yeah. That's what marketing.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
You can hear it in the music, but like as far as like you said, the soul,
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know about
I
that.
only like me personally. I've only heard like a couple soul artists that like, all right, like these are the soul artists I like.
Yeah, it's normally
You
no
feel me?
question whether you're like once you hear soul, I don't even R&B doesn't even come in my head. It doesn't even pop in my head. And I don't really like new R&B. I like that trap. I like that trap soul. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that trap soul.
Ghetto
that,
guy.
I feel you.
That trap R&B. I don't want to hear.
Wait.
It's like Chris Brown. Like the Chris Brown is like the most R&B like that I'll do. I don't like hearing them sing. How do I want to say
If
Kehlani music, don't do it for me. Like I feel like it should.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't like EDM sounds in my R&B.
I don't
If
either,
I hear
yeah.
like EDM esque,
and that's how it feels to me.
for
Like
Chris Brown especially, like he's not R&B. He's not. I don't
it's
know.
not even that.
He's a
no
pop
more.
star. Shout out
but
to
it's
Chris
like
Brown.
kind of like Kehlani. It's like I like Kehlani, but it's like
Bro,
man,
just because it's
let me
a
come back
slow
and
beat,
articulate this later.
and
Yeah.
then like I don't know music,
just because you're singing how you feel, don't make it an R&B. Kind of thing,
Right,
you
just because
know?
it's introspective, don't make it. Like you still have to have
It
certain
might not even be,
elements.
it might not even be introspective. I have a thing about where like you're singing long words, you're singing.
Kehlani's so subpar though.
Yeah, getting your heart broken by a nigga isn't like isn't all the credentials you need to make R&B music.
Right.
You gotta have more than just a sad story.
Yeah, it's
some vocals that gotta come and back
it's some
that
vocals, it's maybe some dance routines that needs to come with that. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna figure out a way to articulate why I don't like today's R&B nearly as much. But like I fuck with heavy like a Jessie Reyez, like where it's a Jessie Reyez, like her. I
Yeah,
love
like
her.
her, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love her. I love Jessie
Yeah.
Reyez. I love Black.
You know, Party Next Door. It's a bunch
Party
of
Next Door, stuff like that.
Bryson
You know.
Tiller. You know,
Yeah,
But
Bryson,
a lot of
yeah.
them, it's probably like the writers. It's probably some shit like we don't even know about. Like
True.
because a lot of them probably didn't write their records,
Oh, and Ty Dolla $ign.
and then Ty Dolla $ign,
Brent Fayez.
Fuck with Brent heavy.
and then the producers. So many like different aspects.
Yeah, and I think it's my dislike with certain R&B. It does come down to instrumentals,
Bro,
a lot of the times.
because it's not like
There's
it's
certain instrumentals
manufactured.
that force you to do this like early 2000s singing on. That's how I can describe it.
Yeah.
I hate the instrumentals that force the artist to do early 2000 R&B. I'd be like, what the fuck are we listening to?
Yeah.
Like it's the beat. That's what it is. It's the beat that drives me crazy because certain beats you can only do like. I was walking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta really stretch out the
Yeah,
phrases.
I don't like that. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm so over that. Like, we shouldn't even be listening to this beat to begin with. Number one, that's how, you know what I'm saying?
Them
That's
niggas is losing retention.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
But back to Rory, the 6 songs that I have heard,
Yeah.
I didn't hear any sample.
True.
Which I
didn't.
will congratulate because you know it's
Ooh, he had a
it's
music-
2022. You know, sampling is a disease right now.
Yeah.
It is. I
It's a
think
pandemic.
I don't want to cut you off, but I think it was track 3, the musical
The score, like the composition.
composition. Crazy.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. I think this might have been track 3 or track 4.
For Rory's album?
Yeah, the composition was nice.
Talking
It
about
was,
see how this thing goes.
I think so. There was a part where it was just like 1 minute of instrumental, and I said, "This nigga's going crazy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I like that. I like when it's just
When it's a vibe, yeah.
and then I can hear every instrument, and it sounds like this album can easily. That is one thing I give him too. This album is definitely meant to be live.
Right.
It's not meant to be listened to.
right. It's music. It's
live
music. Yeah.
I give him that. It's
instrumentation.
music.
It's live. It's
Yeah.
live instrumentation. Like I would much rather the first time I hear it to be live. Personally,
It's like
that'd be nice.
It's one of them lost arts that niggas don't do nowadays, where they don't understand how important it is to have the music ride out at one point.
Yeah.
Let that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Let
Exactly.
the beat ride.
Yeah.
Like, who said that? Like, yo, let's let the beat ride.
Yeah, just let it breathe. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just like because when you're on stage, your band is so important. It's like we're not all just here for this. Like when you have a badass band, you finish the song and get the fuck out the way because these niggas might take it. They might go for 2 minutes and have these niggas going crazy.
Everybody gets their own solo.
Depending on how crazy they feel like, no, nigga, just let me sit down because they cooking right now.
Turn this into a 15-minute song.
Exactly,
And get a 30-minute standing ovation right now.
Exactly. So I do 100% see this album being alive. I hope he makes some sort of content around that. Like, you know,
his
like
own tiny desk.
His own tiny desk
shit, whatever.
Some unplug, where
Roy just up there with a stick.
I think that would be essential. I think that'll be essential for us to.
Hopefully, that's the rest of that fucking video we watched.
Yeah.
Rest of the video.
That promo video. Hopefully, like that promo video has more to it, and it's some shit like that.
It opens up to a black dude
Yeah.
behind a drum.
That would have been crazy if it opened up to like different sets of them playing the song live or some shit. Like he was talking to them about it. Like maybe the whole thing was like telling them why he thought it'd be different. They play. I don't know. Maybe I should have been in the room with this nigga.
I about to say you don't give somebody no ideas.
Sound like you got some ideas for him. Might have to get on that marketing team.
You also got to remember, we're always gonna go past the bare minimum thought process.
I was gonna bring it up like it's bare minimum we talking about.
Yeah. So it's like this is bare. You know what I'm saying? So
like if his next tape, y'all think is gonna like y'all looking forward to his next tape?
I'm not looking forward to his next tape. I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do with this tape. That's what I'm more concerned with. Not
like I said, he was on your plate right now.
Yeah, I don't care what he does next. Because the thing with music, which is another reason why we started doing. I mean, at least I started doing podcasting. Is like I couldn't make music fast enough, and promoting music is so hard. Oh my god,
it is.
Oh my god, like post production, post promotion is so hard, bro. Most of the time, niggas are doing everything leading up to the day of. They have nothing planned for afterwards. And you have to learning how to push a record for a year, 2 years straight. And, Fetty Wap was pushing certain songs for 2-3 years before he held spot 1 through 4 on Billboard. The Sure Thing song with Miguel had that on a mixtape during the blog era called Mischief in like
time.
2009. The song didn't pop off till like 2014.
Jesus Christ.
Or 2013, something crazy like
it was
that.
Something crazy. It was like 4 or 5 years.
Nigga was a futurist.
That means
it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
it was like 4 or 5 years. So it's like, I'm interested to see what he does with this now. How big can you make this?
With the promo.
Can you catch a plaque off one of these records?
He got one of them, I think, that can go crazy.
Yeah, well,
he got one of them that can go crazy.
Because that's the thing. A successful record is, if you get one gold record a year, that's success. You're
making a living.
You're making a living, a decent living. And it's like...
You can tour off that.
You can tour off that, for sure. And it's like, record company-wise, it's like, when once a year, even if you put a whole project out, but one of those songs or the whole album sells 500,000 or diamond, or I'm not diamond, platinum, you had a great year as a record company. So, I'm interested to see what he does, how he works this the next 6 months.
And how dedicated and how serious he wants to take it. Because a lot of people have different expectations in the fields that they get into. He might not be trying to be the greatest musical composer of all time.
I'm so glad you said that.
I don't even know what you call this.
No, I'm so glad you said that. Maybe that's what bothers me with Rory too. I don't know what he wants to be the best at all. I don't know what he wants to be the best in the world at.
He might not have those type of aspirations.
Maybe.
Ambition is a thing for like the minority of people. Because if everybody had that same level of ambition.
There's some truth to that for sure.
This nigga composed the album.
We don't know what he did with the album.
We don't know how hands-on he was.
Look, he composed it.
He put an album together.
And I'm willing to give him that. I'm willing to believe that Rory was actually in the lab like, nah, this song got to come before this one because the synchronicity of the beat.
He is having like a mini identity crisis in his career, I feel like, which I do like.
It happens for sure.
Do you guys think this is inspired by Joe Budden?
Nah, because it sounded like he was. Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea.
Nah, he was doing this for a while. He's been doing this for a while.
He's been doing this for a while.
Even from when he was with them, I think he was still working on this.
Yeah, I want to know if does he want to be the best in music? That's really what I want to know. Like, Does he want a diamond record? Does he want a gold record? Does he want a platinum record? Does he want a #1 hit? What does he want in music?
And like he's not talking to us. He's not telling us what he's trying to do. Like in his next decade, that Rory's gonna be here because Rory's not leaving. Like Rory's gonna be here for a long time.
And now that he's got this album, he's definitely gonna be here forever. The residuals off of that'll be nice.
Yeah, now music's gonna live for a very long time.
Yeah,
and shout out to you, Rory. You actually need to come up on here and talk with us because there's a few questions that you haven't been asked.
Yeah.
There's some answers that are needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts. That's a whole fact.
Some answers that are required. We're gonna do our due diligence.
Yeah, facts.
We're gonna be professionals about it. You're gonna feel comfortable.
Can't wait to hear what the commenters say about that.
Hey, better feel comfortable.
Yeah, they're gonna call us cheaters.
Yeah. Let's see if
we went from Joe's to the Rory and Malls.
Let me see something real quick.
So we're whores.
Huh? Yeah, sluts.
Jesus
the 𝔓𝔬𝚘𝚃 of podcasting.
Milk never showed up.
He never arrived.
Milk never showed up.
Niggas in the comments was predicting this.